working. Okay. Let me think for a minute. Why is this not working? Very, very strange. Oh, wait. Now I have a video. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Okay, I see a video, I think. Let's see if this is gonna work. Okay, you still can't see anything. It's not you, Sherry, I don't think. I don't think this is working. I think it might take a few minutes. We'll see. If you are able to hear me, comment if you hear me. Hi, Patricia. You guys, tell me where you're from. Jan says it still says I'm offline. Y'all, I do apologize. That's why I came on here a little bit early. So that I can figure this out. Okay, give me just a minute. I feel awkward because I'm just standing here looking at the computer and trying to figure out why it's not showing. Can anybody see me? Oh, I hate this. Okay. I may have to try one more time. Go out and come back in. You guys, I apologize. Oh, I see you. Patricia says she sees me. Okay, okay. So, are we ready to go then? Can Jan see me? Can Sherry see me? Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Can everybody see me okay? Oh, good. Connie can see me. No, I've just been sitting here stressing. Atlanta, yay! Okay, okay. Now, let me see if I can everybody see me okay? Yay, pull it up here. I can see your comments. Maybe it just takes a few minutes. Maybe it just takes a few minutes. Okay. Let me put this up here so that I can see your comments. Tell me, you guys, where are you from? Where are y'all from? So I am from South Carolina. I actually do my job out of my garage. I have converted my 2-car garage into a wreath shop. And so that's what I've been, that's where I work. All right, I'm gonna put this over here. All right, so I got a green light over here. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Yay! All right, y'all, thank y'all so much. Y'all, I'm gonna be making a Deco mesh wreath. So every time I do a Facebook Live, YouTube Live, whatever live, video, anything, when I come on here and teach and educate, I try to give you some tips that you might not have heard before, or try to teach you something, right? If you're new to the channel or new to watching me, I want to welcome you. I am Julie Samaco, owner of Southern Charm Wreaths. We make beautiful wreaths and we teach you how to make and sell them. I have been teaching thousands of people online all over the world how to master the art of wreath making. And so I'm so honored that you're here tonight. And then let's get down to some crafting, shall we? All right, so we've got a 24-inch work wreath form. Okay, so this is a work wreath form, meaning that the little twist ties are already attached to the wreath. Okay, so if you've not seen it, this is what it is. It's called a work wreath form. They're already attached. We've got some 21-inch Deco mesh that we're going to be using. We've got Virginia in the house. Oh, Becky, thank you. And then we've got, this is so pretty, don't y'all think? So it looks very sheer, excuse me, very sheer, but it's got a little metallic thread through it. So when the sunshine hits it, it is just going to sparkle and dance on your door. It's going to look really, really pretty. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is fold the edges under and then just pinch, okay? And then it's picking up every little piece of dirt on my table. And I'm going to attach it to the end. This is an inner ring and an outer ring. So I'm just attaching it to the inner ring, to one of the twist ties, just like this. Hi, Linda from Lancaster. You're in the Wreath Club, yahoo! And are you gonna be at Wreath Makers Live? Chester, South Carolina. Girl, that's right near me. I'm in the Columbia area. So what I'm going to do is just going to measure these out about 10 inches, okay? So you can use your mat to measure out 10 inches. So we're measuring out 10 inches. We're going to attach it to the next twist tie on our wreath and twist. Arizona's here. So Atlanta, how is it going, girl? How's it going with your own online wreath sales? Y'all, we are going to get some bad weather. And I think everybody, yeah, I told you this is my garage, right? So I told you that, anyway, I think that we're going to get some bad weather and everybody in their neighborhood has decided to mow their grass tonight. Because they probably can't do it this weekend. So they're like, let's just go mow our grass. And who cares if Julie's doing a live event. Alive, making all that noise with their lawnmowers and their weed eaters. Thanks for the Wreath Makers Live comment, the shirt comment. Vicki has her Wreath Makers Live shirt on order. Try not to get this tapped into the glue. Another wreath clubber in the house. Well, then you guys that are in the wreath club can tell everybody how much fun it is and how educational it is. I'm really about education, you guys. Okay, so let me just tell you how I got started. I decided that I wanted some really pretty things for my house. I was a stay-at-home mom, and we just, didn't have it in the budget for extra things. I mean, we were literally just trying to make ends meet. So we didn't have extra. We didn't have extra, like, things, money for a wreath on the door or a garland over the fireplace or, little things like that. That's just like, that to me was something I wanted, and I couldn't afford to go and buy something from a designer, right? So I decided that I was going to go ahead and teach myself how to do things. So I just started making. And yeah, they didn't look so hot the first couple of times, but the more I did it, the more I learned, and I got a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. So I just want to encourage you not to be afraid to just start. Just start. If it's not wreath making, maybe it's flower arranging, maybe it's jewelry making, maybe it's just to get a raise from your boss, whatever it is, don't be afraid, okay? Don't be afraid, because you never know until you start trying. So we've gone all the way around the inner ring, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the mesh from the inner ring to the outer ring. So I started making wreaths, right? And then my neighbors wanted to purchase them off of my my front door. They would just come up to me and go, can I have that? Can I buy that from you? Or can you make me one? And I was like, well, that's weird, I guess. I mean, that's weird that you want to buy my wreath, but did you know I made it? Because they would say, where did you get it? And I'm like, well, I made that. Really? Can I buy it or you make me one? And so that's just kind of how it started. And then my neighbor's like, hey, there is this something called Etsy online that people make stuff and sell their stuff online. And I'm like, really? So I like, let me try that. And that's how I got started. I started with an Etsy shop. Then I got a web page, and people started to come to me wanting to know how to make a Deco mesh wreath. So I wrote an ebook, I created videos online, and that was in 2011. I started my business in 2009. 2011, I started educating and training online, and it just grew from there. It just grew from there. So now I've got multiple videos. I've got 2 membership groups that people they train with me on a monthly basis. It's just amazing how God uses, I'm a God girl too if you're new, but it's just amazing how God uses our talents that he gives us and how we can inspire so many people just by not being afraid and trying something. So I wasn't afraid. I mean, I was afraid, but I did it anyway. And I went out into the online space. And now you'll see, I mean, some people are here that have purchased that ebook in 2011. They're here watching the video tonight. And then we've got several that are in my group. And so just don't be afraid to try something new. You just never know how it's going to inspire other people in their lives. And I know you're probably thinking, well, how do you make somebody's life better with a wreath? And let me just ask you, don't you feel a lot better when you come home from a hard day's work and you pull up into the driveway, or you get off the bus and you walk up to your steps in your house and you have that beautiful wreath on your door? Doesn't it just make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside and glad to be home? It just is warm and inviting. That's how a wreath can change somebody's life. So no matter what you make, if it's jewelry or if it's pottery or if it's, you know, quilting, I've got some quilters that I know. It doesn't matter what you make. You can make a difference in people's lives with your talent. Hey, Miss Sherry. Greetings from Chicago. Is it warm up there yet? So it's like 90 here. It is seriously hot. All right, so I've gone around all the way around the outer ring. So now we've got the inner ring and we've got the outer ring. Exactly, Barbara, doing it scared. I never pretend that I'm not afraid of doing things, but I just do it anyway. All right, so now I'm going to figure this out. I think I'm going to go do it another ring on the, just going to go through and do another twist tie. So in other words, what I'm going to do, I've done the inner ring and the outer ring. I'm going to go ahead and lay this mesh down on the outer ring again. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3 layers. This will help fill it out a little bit more. The mesh is just a little bit thin, and so we're just going to go back around again. So now we've got 3 layers. I love this mesh. This is really cool. Alana, 25 lives. Oh my goodness. But now, don't you feel confident? Don't you feel a lot more confident now than when you first started? You guys, we don't get over fear until we walk through it. Until you actually go through it and walk through it, you won't get over it. You won't get over it. You just won't. Well, 62 degrees, that's literally winter here in South Carolina. I also love the crafting, making wreaths, especially for me, Deco mesh wreaths. I feel like I can just sort of zone out a little bit. You know what I mean? I can like stop thinking about what's going on today and what happened at work and, you know, what the kids might have gotten in trouble with or whatever you're worried and stressed about. You can sort of forget it and just craft. I like Deco mesh wreaths for that because you don't have to, I don't think you have to have, it's one of those wreaths that are perfect for beginner wreath makers. Because to me, if you can tie a twist tie on a bread, you can do this. This is a pencil work wreath form. They have different varieties. I'm more partial to the thicker needles, but I couldn't find one here in my shop. I had a lot of black ones for some reason, and garnet. So Patricia, you should try going online to Trendy Tree. They've got some really good silk flowers. The majority of my stuff I have to buy online. Let's see. Hi, Oklahoma. Better late than never. I was having tech problems too, so you're not alone. All right, so I've gone all the way around. So we've got the inner ring and we've got 2 on the outer ring, and we are going to trim off right here. Just going to trim that off. And we have a little bit left on the roll. This is perfect for perfect amount to put in a swag, a teardrop swag. And yes, I make these teardrop swags using the evergreen. I know y'all have seen it on my YouTube channel. Using the evergreen wreath frames that you get from at Christmas time. So this is the perfect amount for something small like that. Excuse me. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put on some more mesh. I've got this really pretty yellow mesh that is, it's got about a 2-inch stripe of white. And what we're going to do is we're just going to curl this under and then pinch it and attach it to the needle ties. You don't have to untwist them. I just like to. I like to put it close and tight to the wreath. Going to go around and do all of that. I've cut this is 10 inches long right here, and I've cut them 20 inches wide, if that makes sense. No, let's do this again. So it's 10 inches wide and I've cut them 20 inches long. So we've got Miss K is my senior daughter. She is graduating from high school this year, and Oh my goodness, just so much to get. There's just so much to do with a senior, like so much. Like who knew? Well, I mean, I knew because I had senior boys. I mean, I've already gone through this twice, but there was just something about girls. They just got more, or maybe I forgot about it. But it's just so much more. I feel like, which is I'm not complaining. I love her to death, and I'm so proud of her. She's going to University of South Carolina in the fall. I'll be another Gamecock mama. So we've got, but just going through some of the photos, you know, how they have to have, you know, baby photos for this event. And like for example, she's in dance. So she had to have 3 or 4 photos for that. A baby photo. She had to have a photo of her when she was dancing as a tween and when she first started, and just so we pulled out all the photos. And I just started going through them and started crying my eyes out today. Like, oh my word. It's just bittersweet, isn't it, when they grow up? Barbara, is it true that you should stay away from mesh in China? Well, everything is made in China. All the mesh is made in China. All the flowers and the ribbon, everything's made in China. It'd be hard to stay away from it, though, if that were the case. I mean, the people we buy our mesh from, they go to China to have it made. Same with the silk flowers. So it'll be a little hard to stay away from it then. Linda, girl, don't worry if you're late. Better late than never. I will be an empty nester, but I'm sort of okay with that because I've got my business. I was just thinking about that this weekend. Like, if I did not have my business and I was just, you know, not just a stay-at-home mom, there's nothing of just about that. You know what I mean? That's a great thing to be. And it's a hard job, hardest job I've ever had. But if I didn't have anything after they left, I think I would have really been devastated. So now I've got my job, my own business that I'm trying to grow. This is becoming really, really fat. But this is pretty. Do you like mixing the 2 colors together on the mesh? That's right, if you're just joining, we've got 21-inch mesh loops that are 10 inches long. And then we've got the 10-inch mesh that is 20 inches long. And we're just ruffling it and putting it in the middle of our twist ties. So this is just helping to fill it out. It also helps to cover up the bare spots. It's really pretty to just add another color. So please explain the retreat. Beth, the Wreath retreat is, it's an exclusive event. We only have 30 seats and we have it at different places. So for example, last year in the fall we had it in Columbia, South Carolina. The spring we had it in Greenville, North Carolina. We're going to go back in the fall back to Greenville one more time. And we get together, it's hands-on. So I teach you 3 to 4 different designs. You come away with knowledge, having me, and I don't do it for you. I basically stand there and tell you what to do and where to move it and why. I help you teach you about the color, texture, dimension, all of the principles and elements of florals right there in a weekend. But it's more than that, because the ladies get together and they become really good friends. They keep up with each other after the event is over. We just love on each other. We laugh, we have fun, we go shopping. One of the other things is I take them to my favorite wholesaler and we just shop until we drop. Lots of good food, lots of good friends, lots of learning. It's just a really good event. We sell out pretty fast. So we've already sold our fall event. Maybe one day I'll be able to do more than 2, but for right now, I'm pretty spent on the Wreath Makers Live event. It's taking up a lot of time. Jan, we're having our other fall retreat in Greenville, North Carolina. Is it Greenville or Greensboro? Greensboro. Sorry, it's Greensboro, North Carolina. I always get those confused. The Wreath retreat is sold out. So it's in September. I can't even remember the dates. It's late September. So Vicky's asking what happens at Wreath Makers Live in New Orleans. So that is a convention of wreath makers. So that's where we try to partner wreath makers with vendors. We try to partner them with different products, different suppliers, so that introduce them to just, you know, different people, different techniques. We have designers on stage that will be teaching different techniques. One day is business only, so we'll be teaching a lot of business, like how to grow a successful online business. Believe it or not, I'm not the only wreath maker out there that's making this a profession. It's an industry. I'm turning it into an industry, y'all. Just like jewelry makers, we now have wreath makers. All right, so this is the wreath. How cute. So this is our frame. We've got our frame, and now we're ready to fill. So let's get started on that. I'm going to be using ribbon. Beautiful, beautiful ribbon. Love, love, love ribbon. Okay, love these colors. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to tell you why I chose these colors. I'm going to use a sun. Doesn't that just scream summertime? I love that. So here are the colors. I wanted to make sure that the base of my wreath still was great for a sign. In other words, if I felt like if you don't want to make your base to where your sign doesn't show, because this is the focal point. So this is the sign that I'm using, and I tried to find colors of ribbon that will go with that, and that's the reasoning behind the color. And now what I'm going to do is figure this out to where I want that. Yeah, definitely like this. Okay. Just going to start adding these together. These are cut 14 inches long. I've got a 2.5 inch in yellow. I've got a 2.5 inch in the pink iridescent. I've got a 1.5 inch in the Swiss polka dot. And then I've got a 1.5 inch in the floral. So what I'm going to do is put these on top of each other, fold them, and then pinch in the center. I'm a ribbon addict too. The ribbon is always wired. It's in Greensboro, North Carolina. Correct. I think I misspoke earlier. So once I put it in, I just form an X. And I'm going to alternate the color patterns back and forth. So Beth's asking if you're trying to get started with me, where's the best place to start? And Beth, I'm going to be very honest with you. I would start at the Wreath of the Month Club. We have over 100 videos in there in our membership portal. So when you join, you get access to our membership portal with over 100 videos for all seasons, all occasions. We even have funeral and sympathy pieces in there. So, you know, all the holidays, all of the seasons is included, and we are adding 4 every month. We just keep adding. I don't know why I keep wanting to untwist these things. I'm trying not to because I'm just trying to keep them twisted. Old habits are hard to break. Let me see if I can put that in here. Sometimes YouTube won't let me post links. Thank you, CJ, for doing that, checking the email. The length, yes ma'am, the length of the Deco mesh with a base is the 21-inch mesh, and we made the loops 10 inches. And then we cut the 10-inch mesh, which is the yellow. We cut those 20 inches long and applied those in the ruffle technique on top of the poof loops. So again, I got started just making the wreaths and started teaching online, started selling them on Etsy, and before you knew it, I was able to pay cash for Christmas, able to get out of debt, able to pay for the medical bills, able to put enough, you know, away for colleges, helped to pay for some of that, and so it's just helped me tremendously, and that's why I feel so passionate about teaching, because I feel like if I could do this, man, a stay-at-home mom with no college degree, if I can do this, anybody can do this. And it's so much fun. I mean, who doesn't love playing with ribbon and flowers? So I decided that I would teach women and men, we've got some men in the group, how to perfect the wreath making in order to not only to have their houses look really pretty, you know, and impress their neighbors, but also to be able to sell online or sell in craft fairs so that they can also have extra money. So we've had stories of, for example, Diana, she's in my business group. She's already sold 100 wreaths this year. 100 wreaths. Let me say that again. 100 wreaths this year. And she is, I'm not going to tell her age. I'm not going to tell her age, but she's older than 60. So she's just learned a lot getting out there and just doing it. I'm just so proud of her. She's actually suffered from some brain injury, and so she's had a challenge, but she didn't let it stop her. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if Diana can do this with health issues, and then I have some people complaining that they can't figure it out because they're too tired, or, you know, or they come up with, you know, they don't have time or something like that. And I'm like, man, if there's a will, there's a way. And I know we all have less time, especially if you work 9 to 5. But we've got a lot of people in our group that work 9 to 5, but they come home and they still work it. They work it on the weekends. Doesn't feel like work though if you love it. Becky, this is not jelly ribbon. So Vicki, that's why we have the business group, is it explains a lot of that. How to use the Facebook and how to use the YouTube. But we all have problems, even me, I had problems today. It looks like I'm missing one. It's not jelly ribbon, it's just an iridescent pink. So really pretty. Alright, so we've got our ribbon, and let's see if I missed a place. It's very strange that I had extra of both of them. Alright, put that to the side. You guys, isn't this pretty? I mean, look at that. This right here could be your wreath. You could stop right now and have a super duper cute wreath that is vibrant, that will show on your door for a good while. I mean, it's not like you're one of these wreaths. This is what I like. This is a vibrant wreath. In other words, your door can sit far back from the road and you would be able to see this wreath, right? So this is, you could stop right now if you wanted to, but we're going to keep going. I'm going to show you how you start layering and adding. Gosh, this thing is just thick. Look how thick it is. Really, really pretty. I feel like I need a little step stool. So now we're gonna, we've got our frame, okay, and now we're gonna continue with the filling. Continue with our fill. So here's our sign. Did you see Jasper's back there watching me? So all I've done is just hot glued the wire on. And I am going to attach it somewhere, some way. I don't think I want it right in the center. I think I'm going to put it down low. So I'm going to put it right here. Just going to push this through the mesh. Y'all should definitely go check out Alana's shop. It's Alana, you're gonna have to type it. Trends and Gems, because they'll misspell it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, let me redo that. It's starting to form a little hole over here on the side, and we do not want that. Brenda, here is our Wreath of the Month Club. If you go to southerncharmwreaths.com, southerncharmwreaths.com, and click on shop, and then click on Wreath Making of the Month Club. But there's the direct link. Hopefully YouTube will show it to you. What size shipping box for this wreath? Becky, this would go in a 24 by 24 by 12. I think I put this down too tight. Sherry, it is not too late to sign up for the business day. You'll have to email my assistant at info@wreathmakerslive.com, info@wreathmakerslive.com, and you can add that on. CJ's asking, for those of you that sell your wreaths, how do you get what they're worth? Yeah, you just price them what they're worth. You definitely want to get the money that you put in it out. Are you going to come over here and help teach? Alan? No? This one's a little too tight. I'm just going to readjust. This is one reason I teach our Wreath of the Month Club members, do not cut the wire until the very end, because you may need to adjust. And this is an exact reason. So, Sandra, the sunflower wreath behind me was pre-made wreath. In other words, I purchased it that way from a wholesaler. Let's see if I can. All right, we got our sign on. We got our ribbons. It's cute, 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 cute. All right, so what I want to do probably up here is a bow. I think I'm going to do a bow up here. I feel like I need a step stool. It's so tall. And let's see, do I want to make it the same ribbon or do I want to do something different? Just trying to make a little more room. Add this in it. That's really pretty. Who else besides me thinks that the spring ribbons this year are just amazing? I have never seen the ribbon so pretty like they are this spring. Put that one in there too. All right, let's get going. Let's see if I can see the camera. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and start making my bow. Pinch. Then I'm going to measure out 12 inches. Bring it to the back, twist, measure out the 12 inches, bring it to the back, twist, and then cut. Now we're going to use another ribbon. And we're going to do the same thing. 12 inches. Twist. Bring it to the back. Twist and cut. So at this point, the bow has moved to my palm because it's gotten so thick. 12 inches, we're going to twist. We're still doing all 12 inches. So now I'm going to move to my 1.5 inch. I don't think I'm going to add this one. I don't think. Well, maybe not yet. Let's add the line. I'm going to do the smaller ones 10 inches. having a horrible time with pollen here as well. Okay, one more. Do I want the pink? I don't want the blue. Let's do the blue. Either one would work. Isn't this just so pretty? This, I mean, just all of this, oh my gosh, it's just so pretty, all these ribbons. And I have got a fistful of ribbon addiction right here. All right. It sounds like somebody's home. So now I want to find the center where my fingers are. I've got my florist wire. You can use pipe cleaner. I'm not pipe cleaner, but yeah, pipe cleaner if you want to also. I'm just going to turn my hand over, lift up my pointer finger and place the wire underneath. Bring it around the front. And then I'm going to pull this very tightly. And then twist the bow. You like it?
Yeah. Can I come say hi?
You can.
I look a little rough.
So here's my senior.
Hi.
My little baby.
She's got the nails done.
You got your nails done. She's got prom on Saturday. All right.
Show off the nails.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Yep, she's got prom on Saturday, so we're getting everything, you know, all that's got to get done. So I know that it doesn't look like it's a pretty bow right now, because what you have to do is you have to move things around. So you'll have to like separate, like you'll have to put, oh, the purple needs to go over here on this side. All right, so don't be afraid to just move it and twist it. And then on the ends, I'm just going to dovetail these. Aw, thanks, Sherry. Her dress color is, it's a powder blue. Actually, it's more like a, what? Okay, she says it reminds her of a China doll. China, not China doll, but China plates. It's got a it's a cornflower blue. It's about this blue, a little bit lighter than that. But florals are huge. And you know what? This is exactly what I was talking about in my Wreath of the Month Club. You know, when you pay attention to fashion, ribbon emulates fashion. So look at you see all of the floral prints we have here in this ribbon, and it's because it's also in fashion. So a lot of prom dresses had lots of florals. So that's popular this year. So it's really pretty. It's a two-piece. I'll have to show y'all a picture of it in the community. So if you're on my YouTube channel, there's a place that I can post a picture, and I'll do that. It's just so pretty. It's long skirt. The skirt is white and blue flowers, and then the top is blue, and then the top is actually like a halter top, and it has a really large bow on the back. So pretty. That's true. I did post it on Instagram. Y'all should follow me on Instagram. You really get to know my life and the chaos about it. All right, y'all. We made a bow. And I'm going to put it right. Let's see. I want the sign. You could have the sign read straight across and put it up at the top, but I'm going to move it just a little bit to where it's angled. And then we'll put that bow right here. Okay, so now that we've got our bow attached, this is where you can make it look prettier. All right, so you have to take the tails and move them around. Hold on, something's not looking right. So I'm just moving the tails around. Trying to divide them up a little bit there. If you find some might be too long, you could just give them a little trim. I think I want this to go this way. And then where's that? So you just keep playing with it, moving the tails back and forth until you like it. So all of the tails should be behind the loops. And then make sure your ribbon is turned forward facing. And let's see, where do I want this one? Just gotta trim these up. Isn't that cute? All right, so now that we've got this, again, we have a wreath. We could just stop right here and have a super cute wreath hanging on our front door. Vibrant, fun, right? All right, so what we're gonna keep doing is adding more items. This is a tip that I was gonna share with you guys. I don't think I've ever shared this before. Maybe I have, I can't remember. Sometimes you can find items, I'm sure I've shared this, maybe not publicly, definitely in Wreath of the Month Club. Sometimes you find items that are already pre-made, like this, for example, this wreath, I purchased it like this, but what you could do is cut it up and then use the pieces to attach to the wreath. And that's exactly what I've done. So let me show you what I've got. So we've got our pieces over here. So when you cut them off, when you take it off of the wreath, it's going to be, it was pretty long like this. And then all I did was divide it even further. You just pull it apart. Hello, Stephanie. How are you, girl? Is Dina here too? I didn't see Dina come on either. Oh, that didn't even work. So once we have it, we have a pick around there, you can move these around a little bit and shape them. So this is my steel pick machine. I use it to put metal picks on the ends of the flowers. Let's see if I can get all of these in here. Sometimes if they don't all quite go in, I might use some floral tape around it just to secure it a little bit more. Okay. So now that we've got those off the wreath and divided, and we've got our floral picks on the end of them, what we're going to do is I'm going to pull off all of the hot pink, and we'll put the light pink back over here. I like to divide them and work with them one at a time in order to evenly disperse the color on the wreath. It's important that you take the time to shape and spread things out, make them look realistic. I need to get a system here, hold on, because I don't want to drip glue all over this. And then what I'm going to do is just start adding these in. So if I did one there, I'm going to come over on the opposite side. So all we're doing is just mixing up. If we put one on one side, I'm just going to take it and put one on the other side. So what happens with that steel pick is it takes it part of that wreath and it just clings onto it. Alright, so we've gone all the way around with the hot pink flowers. So now we're going to go in and add the light pink flowers. Let's see, there's green. I'm just looking at what I've got left. Y'all following me so far? What flowers are considered spring and summer? Okay, so that's a great question, and it is completely up to you. These would work pretty for both. I mean, this is lavender, and then we've got pansies, and we've got little, I don't know what all these other flowers are, but this to me is basically what I have in my summer planters right now. Just a mixture of all different colors. So really it's up to you, whatever you want to use. There's no, nobody's going to say, wait a minute, that's not right. That's a spring flower, if that makes sense. I think to me it's more really about the color. Let's see how many more I've got. So I like to use really vibrant colors for summertime because that's what it just reminds me of summer, having really bright colors. got a couple more pieces. I may put this one over here. See what I mean? Once I put it in there, it's hard to come out. So you can't, if you're using a steel pick machine to put picks on flowers for Deco Mesh, you can't put it in and then change your mind. It's really hard to pull out, which is what I want because I don't want it falling out. So if anybody wants to purchase this, it's available on my Etsy shop right now. I've got a link for it. I think I'm gonna put this one up here. Alright, we've got a few more pieces, so all we've got left are these longer pieces. And what I'm going to do is put it up here on my easel real quick. So this is one of the wreaths we made in our Wreath of the Month Club this month. Isn't it cute? Cute, cute, cute. So here's the jelly ribbon we were talking about at the beginning of the video. It just is translucent. It looks like those jelly shoes we used to wear when we were in the 80s. Where am I going to put this thing? But this wreath is, we taught them how to make it and where to get the kit so they can make exact wreath. Let's put this over here. Gosh, that wreath is massive. Probably need to put a hanger on this before I even hang it up. It's so thick. I love everybody sharing their shops. Okay. So I'm just going to put this up here so that I can see it just a little bit better. And then we'll figure out where we're going to put the last pieces of our flowers. And if you feel like you need more flowers, you could always put more. So for example, I've got these really pretty flowers right here that would look really pretty with it. I think we might put some of those in. And we've got these. I love, love, love that. Love that. I'm not going to put this whole bush, but I might put some of them in. Just to fill in a couple of holes that could use some flowers. got the purple, again, the pink, and the yellow. What do y'all think of the wreath so far? Karen, that's a great point. Everything you do in your business is going to be scary. Every little step. And what you have to do to get over it is just do it. Just walk through it. When I started my business, I was afraid of Etsy too. And then I was afraid to ship it. And then I was afraid to do a Facebook Live. And then I was afraid to do a, YouTube Live. And then, you just keep doing it. You do it scared. You do it scared. But you could do it, girl. You could do it. Thanks, Stephanie. All right, let me pull this over a little bit closer. I'm just putting picks on the end of our flowers. And then I'm just going to fill in where I think there's little holes. Ouch. This one's not going all the way in. Come on, go all the way. Might have to redo this one. Okay, where am I going to put this guy? So I'm just going to keep turning. Oh, thank y'all. I know, more flowers. This one is for sale for $187 in my Etsy shop, and I give free shipping. It's available right now. All right, so let's look around And maybe one. I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay, I think we are done with, well, we've got one more cut. We might as well just put it in. What's one more? All right. So let me turn it around. So that's what we've got so far. We still have the longer pieces that we're going to add. These things right here. So I love adding longer pieces for dimension. It just makes the wreath come off the door. I mean, it's just makes it really, really pretty. This is what brings it that professional look. So these are all wired, so you can bend them. Everything that you put on there should be manipulated and touched to make it look as real as possible. I'm gonna see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we're just moving these around. And then we're going to attach. Excuse me. Okay, so we're just attaching these one by one. And then we'll bend these around and into the wreath. I'll do one more on the top and then we'll divide the other one into, I know, I love these twigs. Got glue strings hanging. All right, I'm going to just take this one and I'm going to divide it all into 3 little pieces. And that way I can attach these in the inner side, the inner loops. So that we've got some of these branches on the inside. Any of the flowers you can divide. And we'll do one more that way. So if you wanted to take some of these, let's say we've got some of these pieces on the end right here, what we could do is just pop them off. Well, I say to. Oh, and then we could hot glue these inside of the bow. And this will, this helps to blend the bow into the wreath, which I like. It looks like we might need one stem down here on the bottom, and I don't have any more of those wooden stems. So all I'm going to do is cut this one off and then move it. So you can do that to any of the flowers that you've already added. If you feel like you just need to move one, instead of moving the whole thing, just cut it and then reposition one thing. There, that looks better. Okay, guys, I think we're done. I think we are done. I've got glue wrapped all the way around me. Glue, glue. What do you think? What do you guys think? So this, I think it turned out super, super pretty. This is perfect for that summer door. Again, it will, it's vibrant, so summertime. If you have a door that's far from the road, this would be perfect showing up on there on your door. It's got a lot of flowers, so no matter which way I look at this wreath, I see flowers. This is a garden style wreath, meaning it looks like we've just hand-picked flowers out of the garden and added them. There's really not, it's not a formal look to it. It's a little more mismatched and misshapen, and I just love this look. I love this look. I think it's really, really pretty. You almost can't tell that it's a Deco mesh wreath, can you? So that's the way I like making my Deco mesh wreaths, just full of things. Full of flowers. Love it, says Dina. Stephanie, yay! All right, you guys. I hope you learned a thing or two. I hope I inspired you to try new things. Just know you're a blessing to me. I want to thank you for watching me tonight. If you enjoyed what you see, if you want to learn how to make wreaths, perfect them, if you want to learn how to maybe possibly sell them as like I do to help with your family income, or maybe just to change lives. I mean, it's amazing how much difference you can make in the world by just handing somebody a wreath and saying, I love you. Doesn't it make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside? Again, I am a wreath maker and a teacher, so I don't hold anything back. I hope you join me. Subscribe to my channel. Make sure to click the little bell icon, then you'll be notified the next time we go live. And hopefully next time when we go live, it'll be a little more smoother. And I do apologize for the technical difficulties at the beginning. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me. Y'all have an amazing night, okay? Bye.